It's D-Day and you are ready to launch a product according to the best playbook you have. Everything is ready. Your landing page, your social media presence, and even your product. You hit the launch button and you find out the hard truth. Nobody can, at least at the beginning. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've been in this game for a long time and Control Energy is my 10th company. But still, every new launch comes with the same amount of uncertainty, the same amount of stress. With more reps under your belt, you learn how to avoid some mistakes and have a better stress management. But it's the same shit. You could be donating for free on your website on day one and nobody would show up. Of course, YouTube, I'm joking. Please don't demonetize this video, but you can always try. We have 50 subscribers. One of them is me and maybe the person watching the video right now. In my last video, I talked about how we are pre-launching the product, building the community around our core values before launching the product. And somehow I made it look like a very smooth and easy process. So in this video, I will dive deep into the process of what we are doing right now, what we did in the past, the mistakes that we did, and how to avoid them. Because building community, we didn't try once, we didn't try twice, we tried 3 times.
Never give up, and good luck will find you.
Hi, I'm Raouf, the co-founder of Control Energy, the company behind Zero, the power bank that you never throw away. Before building this product, I spent more than a decade in the energy sector. I felt that something was broken, and with my co-founder, we decided to fix this by building the best product ever. Even though the best product ever that is better, cheaper, cooler, whatever you want, didn't find its audience at the beginning. We pre-launched, did everything that was necessary to kickstart a community, and nothing worked as expected. I will walk you through the 3 attempts that we had to see with some feedback what we did wrong. So the first attempt was to focus on our knowledge, not on the product, but on our knowledge. If people see that we are credible individuals with a deep understanding of energy and good technical skills, they would buy in, they would embrace the vision, they would embrace the product and embrace this mission of building obsolescence-proof products. We had our Slack channel. We started to advertise our Slack channel on other channels. We decided with my co-founder to start making lives, talking about energy in general. The goal was to prove that we know what we are talking about. And it worked well at the beginning. People were attending our lives for 1 hour. They see that we are talking about like a topic like solar energy, energy storage, etc. They like it, they subscribe, come to the community, to the Slack channel, introduce themselves, and it stops here until the next slide. What we realized is that this community was more of a broadcasting channel for us. We realized that they were just expecting our next live. When we stopped making these lives, the community was not self-sustained and it died immediately. We are not streamers. It's not in our DNA to be live all the time. So that first attempt was a failure. In the second attempt, we said, okay, like the first one we talked to strangers, our acquisition channel was live videos. This time we will interact with people directly, and let's start with a core community that is built from our friends. So we set up a WhatsApp group, invited like 100 friends, told them like what we are aiming to, etc., and asked them to invite more friends. And this time it was the total opposite. The people that showed up to broadcast their stuff and were not interested in exchanging with the community. When you go to the feed and you scroll, you see like an infinite loop of people dropping a link and disappearing. Nobody was liking the links, nobody was commenting, and it started to fade because you may experience this. You go to a community, you post once, post twice, and then you realize I'm just wasting my time. I may stop pushing my content here. This attempt was better than the first, but what happened here? We didn't focus on our knowledge. We focused on our personality. It was cool until we reached a point where the WhatsApp group became a broadcasting channel, not for us, but for all the founders that came. I even found it hard to post on the community I created. After these 2 attempts, we sit down and thought like what we did wrong. First, we focused on our technical skills. The second, we focused on our personality and the fact that people would like to basically hang out with us. In this third attempt, we took things upside down. Start with the end of the process. What's the end of the process as a company? The end of the process is our product. It's zero. And if the end goal of our community is to build hype around the product, let's talk to people that are interested by the product first, and then show them that we are skilled and we know what we are talking about. Then show them our personality and build like this close relationship with them. Here is the breakdown of this third attempt. We kept the process simple, but we would like to make our future customers to feel special, to feel members of a tribe. Every lead we collect from our landing page is prompted to join our community. And this time, it's totally different. People join the community because first they were curious and interested by the product. They wanted to know what's this. Then, who is making it? And they join the community like this. They are hyped by Zero. They are expecting the launch. We try to add some gamifications. So you have a Discord channel that you can join with different levels, etc. We listen to their feedback. We would like to build with them, and they end up feeling that somehow Zero is their product. So we focus on these people, talk to these people, turn them into friends. And that's the secret sauce of the community. It's not to build a very big community or a very diverse community, but to build a community that shares the values that you would like to communicate with your product. So what are the lessons that we learned? We learned many lessons. The first one is to be out there. You need to be vocal about your product. Talk about it, brag about it, compare it to what's existing. Show the product. Don't be shy. First, this was one of the mistakes that we did early on, not talking about the product enough, because we felt, okay, it's a prototype, people would not feel that this is the end product, etc. No, show the product, say it's a prototype, it's V0, V1, V2, whatever, but include it in your communication and make yourself the product guy. This product is part of your identity, and you are the human link, the touch between who you are and what you do. So many times we made content that ended up never being published because we felt that, oh, it's not good enough. Oh, the product looked crappy on this one because it's the prototype V2. Oh, this one video quality is not good, the audio quality is not good. And that was a huge mistake. If I had to do it all over again, I would publish anything and everything and let people decide what's good content and what's bad content, because we entitled ourselves to decide on the behalf of our audience what is good content. Of course, you may have some standard, but when you start from zero, you have 0 followers, who cares? Like worst case scenario, you will delete it afterward and that's it. But don't be a proxy between your content and your audience. Then get some content out there, build enough data, and then you can assess and iterate and find the right content. But at the beginning, be vocal and be out there and publish as much as you can, as often as you can. The second lesson will be don't seek shortcuts. When we started, we were in our Slack channel with like 3 people in the Slack channel, and we thought like, hey, let's seek shortcuts because we have nobody in our waiting list. We have nobody on our social media. So let's be sneaky. Let's, for example, go to other channels and heavily advertise ours. Or let's find some emails and cold email them in mass, etc. These people don't care. You end up being burnt. You end up being reported as spam. And you will waste your time and money at the end. So don't seek shortcuts, but be steady. By showing up every day, talking about your product, talking about what you're doing, I mean, come on, we are like 8 billions. Don't tell me that from the 8 billion people that compose our planet, you can't find like 1,000 or 10,000 people that find what you are doing cool. You just need to find them and find people like them and build from that. So yeah, avoid shortcuts. Stay true to yourself and build from that, layer by layer. The lesson number 3 will be to avoid talking features. Nobody needs features. People have problems and you are offering solutions. For example, if I told you that Zero is 21,000 milliamps per hour, do you need 21,000 milliamps per hour? Do you know even what this represents? Maybe not. But if I told you that this battery can recharge your phone 5 to 7 times, or that this battery can recharge your laptop 1 time entirely, or that you will save 75% of the price when you change the cells rather than changing the entire battery. Now I'm solving a problem that you may have with a previous product. And that changed the narrative. Now we are not talking about my features. The features come second. Now you understand the product. You understand how the product can solve your pain. Now you can consider the features and you can compare apple to apple and think like, hey, this is 21,000 milliamps per hour. This one is 20,000. What's the difference? Or, oh, this one got 2 ways USB-C power delivery and this one got a 1-way USB-C power delivery. What does this mean for me? But features are not the first interaction your community members, your prospects, your leads should have with your product. You should clearly emphasize on, if you got this problem, I have this solution. And by the way, this solution is like this. This solution is better, cheaper, faster, cooler, whatever. Lesson number 4, find your tribe. You see, like when I started the video, I told you about how we try to build a community out of people interested by energy in general and sustainability, or by friends. And these were not the right tribes for our product. Find the right tribe that fit in, and you can find it. You can find it on subreddits, on Facebook groups, on any other group, but don't be salesy. Trigger curiosity and include these people in your creative process. Otherwise, you will just be another salesperson trying to push a product. I'm sure you already received a LinkedIn cold message from a salesperson telling you, hey, I see that you are working in X, and like any professional in your field, your problem is this, and we created this solution. Here's the link. First, like, who gave you the authority to state what my problem is? Let me give you my problem and offer you a solution if I need it. So don't be this person, for God's sake. The lesson number 5 is to take care of the early believers. These early believers are your building block to a bigger community. So take care of them. One thing I used to do is to book a 15-minute call with every new joiner. They can take the call, they can drop it. If they take the call, I'm super happy. I join with a big smile because it's like you believed in me when nobody did. So I'm giving you gladly these 15 minutes, get to know you, get to know why you are interested in what we do, and get to know how I can integrate you in the process. And this was my 5th lesson. The 6th lesson is to not overcomplicate the process. Make the process for the new joiners super smooth. Don't add 20 different channels and you have like your Facebook group and your WhatsApp group and your Slack channel, etc. Combine everything in one place.
Nice.
And make the process straightforward. For us, it's landing page, enter your email, receive an invitation, join, complete your profile. And now you are in the waiting list, but also a member of the community. And that's it. So don't overcomplicate the process. Don't make it too hard. For example, I've seen people asking me questions right before I join. Why are you joining? Well, ask me this after welcoming me, not before. It's not a private club. Now, if you would like to see how this articulates in live, I'm dropping the link in the description and in the comment section. I would love to read your story and how you are building a community. And if so, if this video brought anything to you, please comment. If you like it, you don't like it, you want more of this, less of this, really helpful for me to know what I'm doing. If you follow these steps, remember, be out there and vocal about your product. Don't seek shortcuts. Don't talk about features, but about problems and solutions. Find the right tribe and take care of this tribe. At least you will avoid the mistakes that we did before you, and you can be faster than us. Hope you like it. In my next video, I will talk about the mistakes that we did while pre-launching our Kickstarter campaign. So stay tuned, and till then, see you soon.